Hey everybody, you're watching the Live 5. I invite 4 friends each show to discuss a topic you've submitted and a special guest to switch things up. Today we welcome Brian Moore, who knows a lot about this topic. So what's the topic? Social media. Is it a pro? Is it a con? Does it have both? Let me go ask them.
Yo, what up world? It's your boy G-Kid and you watching Live 5 with Jada Boss. She's the boss. You know what it is.
My initial reaction to the concept of social media is it's all fake. Really just everybody's showcasing the best part of their lives on that, and so leaving these expectations that everybody's supposed to be balling out, everybody's supposed to be flossing on social media, and that's what it's for. And then you have certain people who completely detox. They actually have social media detoxes for people to bring themselves out of that world and realize actually not everybody's out here with a poppin' ass life like that. Everybody's actually has their ups and downs.
Yeah, bring reality to this situation.
Exactly, and not everybody is stepping outside dressed to the nines like that every single day. I just think that it's this imaginary world for some, and I think a lot of people take it way too seriously. I personally don't. I think that one of the best pros we've gotten out of social media the last few years is in terms of social movements. I would never have known about what was really going on in Ferguson if I wasn't watching on Instagram videos, Vine videos. I would have never known, and there was a complete media blackout, so we would have never known what was going on. So I think it's very, revolutionized the way that people connect and mobilize. So there's that, but it's all fake.
I mean, all fake is a little extreme, but I can see why you went there. It's because a lot of what's portrayed is not necessarily the whole side of the story. It's they make those memes where the girls take selfies of themselves and they look like they're not paying attention. They say, "Babe caught me off guard." There's different aspects of social media that you can really make it look like something that it's really not.
Yeah. I agree with people do too much on social media and they try to portray this lifestyle that is not accurate. But to me, I don't believe that it's all fake, because if people are putting all of their business out there and they're doing too much, because we all know there's that one person on your timeline that's like, I just had intercourse with my man. I just ate a cheeseburger. Now I'm going to work. Oh, I'm not wearing underwear today. Or
every little
thing. We don't need to know all of that. There's some people that want people to know their whole life, and maybe it's because they do want all those likes or they do want all those followers. It's an intention thing. You know what I mean? And some people do genuinely use it for their business, to promote their business, to keep in touch with family. Some people really do use it for what it was originally
made for.
I mean, much like everything, it's a lot of good, but much like anything else, if you have too much of any one thing, it can turn bad for you. I mean, people say you drink too much water, it can make you sick, right? So no matter what it is, with social media, you have to take it in doses, really. Even if you're the one actually putting the information out, especially if you're the one reading it. So often you can get caught scrolling. We talked about this before with my friends, where it's you spend an hour just scrolling through your timeline, and you feel like you've seen or learned a lot of things, but at the end of the day, you just wasted an hour. You know what I mean? So so it has a lot of pros, but too much of it can take it the wrong direction. We see that with a lot of celebrities, right? That feel like they got to tweet every little thing, Chris Brown. But and it turns negative. It takes certain. I mean, he's the worst social media. He's the worst presence on social media overall.
So maybe he's the best because
it's clickbait.
Because his crazy
you
fans.
noticed it, so you.
Because it ends up on my timeline in some way. You got millions of followers. Someone gonna retweet. Well, most of them will retweet it, and then it's
I think, and just hearing you guys' different views on it, I think that is the ultimate goal of social media, to integrate society as best it can. And with society, you got good, bad, ugly. So I speak on the good.
And the Instagram fine.
And the Twitter jail. Even they'll put a hold on you. But I speak on the good, you speak on the bad, you speak on the ugly, but that's exactly what it's for. So do I think it's good? Yes, because even though there are negative parts to life, you wouldn't know about it unless you've seen it or unless you heard it. And yes, you can second guess it, but if I told you about it, you can still second guess it. You're gonna second guess anything that you can't see.
You can talk about things like that.
Screenshots, let's do that.
Yes, we could talk about screenshots too, because if they go on social media, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? There's a lot of scandals that happen, and somebody screenshots it and puts it on social media, and it's like, it doesn't matter if you delete it, we got you. You know what I mean?
There's also the aspect of being drunk and getting on Twitter or Snapchat. Because there's a lot of people, myself included, just take my phone from me.
Oh man.
Because Snapchat doesn't need to see this.
But see, and this is the funny part, because I feel like social media allows you to really show different aspects of who you are. So if you aren't honest about who you are, it shows. And if you are too honest about who you are, that could wreck what you've been previously building on social media.
You know what's unfair is that people are really rated by their peers or by fans, so to speak.
They're judged.
They're really judged on how they are on social media. And much like how we kind of judge people that are on TV, and it's like we don't realize that they're just actors on TV. It's you kind of have to look at Twitter and Instagram and all these other social medias kind of the same way, because you can't look at them in this snapshot of life and imagine that's who they really are all the time, right? So then if you feel like they do something outside of that and you meet them in real life and they're different in some way, I feel like it's unfair to that individual that you are judging them solely off social media, and it's like that's such a microcosm of who they really are.
But it's also really like a monetized thing as well, because there are some people who can build platforms and brands that are very beneficial to them.
Right.
And so for some people, it's very necessary to portray a certain image. Like, yes, it may be fake, but they're portraying a certain image because that's their brand, because it's going to bring them some kind of benefit. And then you see them in person, you're like, oh, you're not clocked into work right now. You know, and so maybe that is that kind of underwhelming feeling you get when you meet somebody who has a huge platform online. But is that them clocking in to make some money?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the side with both of you, because I feel like when we do follow people and then we see them out, it's always that, like, should I even approach them? Do I even know them like that? Even though I know their whole life. I know what they do from 12 to 12.
I mean, I feel like you should say what's up.
Like, and mention that you follow them, right?
Like, oh, I know you.
But see, but then that's like one of those things that if you say that, people automatically are like, oh,
Then I'm like,
they
of
almost
course I'm
like,
like that. Yeah,
they're almost like, oh, you follow me,
Follow.
thank you. You know, and it's like one of those, it's kind of a rough thing. I wouldn't go up and be like, I follow you, but it's like, if you do know somebody, you can honestly say, like, I know you, what's up?
I don't care.
You know what
Like,
I
you went
mean?
to go eat a cheeseburger on Thursday.
Like, I eat it in and out too.
Would you be weirded out? Like if you met, if someone came up to you and was like, hey, I
It
follow you.
happens to me all the time.
And
I don't mean to say it like,
Yeah.
snooty, but this is why I don't make it like a snooty thing, because people do come up and be like, oh, Jada Boss, like, what's good? Like, I finally see you in the flesh. And I'm humbled more than flattered.
Yeah.
Because I also think that a big part of social media is they want to follow you. This is why they're on your page. It doesn't matter if they're lurking, or it doesn't matter if they're trolling, even though they shouldn't be following you.
What if you're not like, so obviously you're somewhat of a public figure, right? So what if you weren't? What if you were just Jada Boss, I go to school, regular girl, and then a guy is like, hey, I follow you on Instagram, and they like try to make a conversation. Couldn't that be kind of like, is that weird?
Yeah, is that awkward?
I see the avenues of how you think it could be weird.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like, if you follow somebody, like, people tweet what they think.
Right.
If you follow somebody, you're in essence saying that you're interested in what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So I can't diminish respect for anybody that cares about my thinking. Like, I have to show you that. So, I mean, yes, it's very, very unorthodox or new, I guess we could say. To say, hey, oh, you Chris the Prodigy, I follow you. I'd be like, oh, hey.
Wouldn't you be humbled?
Yeah, like,
it would be like,
oh,
thank
hey,
you, because
what's your Twitter name? Like,
Would you go up to somebody and be the other person?
I think so. I mean, if I see them a lot on my, if it's a regular person that I'm tweeting or that I see on my timeline and that I'm mentioning or I'm replying to, yeah, I'd be like, for sure. But I'm not, if I follow somebody, because I don't ever just follow people. I read what they're about,
right, exactly.
and then I'll throw a mention at them or something like that, and then
there's like a background.
Yeah, and then that's how it goes. But from then on, once you follow me or once I follow you, I feel like
We know each other.
There's like foundation right there.
Well, but see, that's a great line. And to answer your question, like for me personally, I've also done that where I've been like, oh, I know you, like we follow each other. But I think there's even a gray line with that because people think because I see from 12 to 12 that they automatically know you, and it's like you're still missing my behavior, you're still missing my body language, you're still missing maybe my sarcasm, my way of humor. Like you're missing a big chunk of who I am, but you do get an aspect of who I am if you're being honest online. You see what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So I think that social media, I mean, let's go to a standpoint where we say positive or negative.
You do like output a lot more information. It's very accessible.
Is that a pro?
I would say it's a pro. It depends on how you use it though.
Okay.
For example, I mean, we could talk about the ice bucket challenge. You know, that whole cause that it was for.
Yeah.
How big we can based on how it started. Now, obviously, it escalated into
because we could
people
say
just
that
dumping.
because of social media, it was no longer about a cause and more so a let's all do it because it looks kind of funny.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
social
yeah,
media took that cause and
but
made
then
it.
you can also spin it and say, well, how did this start? Because
Because the first time I saw it was on social media.
Yeah, of course, it's a social media driven.
But yeah, and then who decided to do this? Then you look into ALS, oh, what's that? And then it goes back to it. So there are some pros to social media.
I definitely think there's more pros than cons.
To social media. Okay, so changing the subject real quick, because another thing that people wanted to talk about when it came to this topic was hindering and helping your reputation. So I think rep is a big thing on social media because you can create a social media presence without doing anything. You know what I mean? So people on social media, in a sense, are like popping with their 10,000 followers and their 100 to 400 likes, and then you see them in person and you're just kind of like, what do you do there?
Right, yeah.
But then there's also people who are like Chris Brown and like the celebrities kind of give you a dose of their life that we didn't get years ago.
Yeah.
Right,
That's why it's
right.
great.
Yeah, that part is cool. Now, if you're not a celebrity, you're not well known, and you have all these followers, like, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get credit for me because you have 50,000 more followers than me because you like to show your
Boobs.
You know, like, hey, if that makes you
We
better
could
than me or cooler than me, and I only have like 300 followers, I'm okay with that.
So yeah, I don't like how people are rated by their followers. You know, like they
Right.
feel like you're
Or their likes.
Yeah, they feel like if someone sees you, they'll go to your page, and if they feel like, oh, they're
She's
not,
boring.
Yeah, they're not popping enough for me, and it's like maybe this person is just a real person. You know what I mean?
Or
like
more so private, maybe they don't accept everybody or follow
or
everybody.
share everything. You know what I mean?
And see, and here's the situation with reputation then. It's like you get those people that are more so like private or more so like I'm just gonna put out what's actually important or necessary, and they build this rep up. And then you have those who put everything out and now they're getting a rep subconsciously almost. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, can social media help and hinder that, or just help that, or just
I think it might be more so in the helping aspect. And the reason why I say that is because when somebody tweets something, and I know we're talking about social media, but I'm going to use Twitter because it's less filtered, I guess.
Okay.
When you go to tweet something, there's not as much thought invested into what they're tweeting. Like she just said, I'm going to get a burger. I'm not wearing panties, you know, stuff like that. They're not thinking of, I'm not, you know what I mean? No, I'm not.
No, Twitter is very
Yeah, it's
first
very
thing that
just
comes to mind.
instinctive, yeah.
Almost like Snapchat is
Exactly.
like right in that
Exactly.
moment. You can get caught up in Snapchat because you can literally say, I know where you were
Yeah,
at 12:55.
these are the moments though. But I'm
Yeah.
saying that would help you more so in regards because you're less invested in it, and it's like if I didn't put much in, you can't really expect much to come out. So if you get more, that's a bonus. I would definitely say it's a positive thing. I'm interested to see how it grows because I mean we've already got words, we've already got pictures. Let's see where else it takes. But yeah,
Holograms.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no. That was
Open up
scary.
the apps.
Can you imagine that?
It's me right there.
Yo, X just popped up.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What's up, Janae?
Who's on that? That was
Yeah, no,
amazing.
very positive. Let's social media move now for it.
Carmela?
I'm for it. I just know that there are aspects of it that are cons. But like some of my peers said, the pros do outweigh the cons.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely pros outweigh the cons to me because it can only, well, not only, but it mostly is used to help build brands, individuals and companies. You know, so in that aspect, it's got to be a pro.
And Reese.
Pro, positive. I feel like it's negative if you, for yourself, if you put that out there as far as your own page and the people you surround yourself with. So I'm gonna say positive.
Brian Moore, aka Mr. International, seems like he travels for a living, but he does everything from food and beverage to sports and entertainment, and he even publishes a magazine right here in Las Vegas. Let's see what he thinks about social media.
To be with you, we have to have it. You know what I mean? There's so many people who say, well, where's your Facebook? Where's your Instagram? Where is your LinkedIn? And they don't have anything. So they're basically almost like either A, looked at as being negative or, let's say, out of the picture in terms of saying, okay, so what are you doing? Something's wrong. You know, there's an automatic red flag without any social media. Or if you don't know how to use it, you're totally left behind. You know, it's a necessary evil, right? Because it wasn't necessarily made for the masses. You know what I mean? If you think about what's the Social Network, the movie, when they were talking about Facebook and how it was born, it was an Ivy League. And if you think about the masses, the Ivy League is not a 100% everybody apply and get in type of thing. You know what I mean? It's like a very limited, very high achievement type of group of people. There's a hierarchy of people who really know how to use it. There's a middle-archy in terms of people who kind of know how to use it, but it kind of uses them too. And then there's the bottom feeders who basically just follow and like, you know. So there's many realms of it. And I don't think we really as a society get into the realms of it. It's just now almost like breathing, something you have. It's like, yeah, Facebook, which one you want to choose? Snapchat, we go on and on and on and on. You almost have to do it. But have to is a tricky word or a tricky phrase because it depends on what you post and where you post it to. Certain things are not necessarily for certain media forums, you know. So let's say if I like this particular interview, if I was to post this on LinkedIn, it might not get the same type of reviews or views as Facebook or Instagram for that matter. So it depends on how we section and how we compartmentalize our media altogether.
You heard what we think. We want to hear what you think. Like, comment, and share. And also hashtag the Live 5 to get involved in the conversation as well as send us a topic.